Good morning, sweet friends. This is Angie, owner of OmTurtle Yoga Spa and Cafe. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Our focus today is to work on lengthening and stretching out those hamstrings, the backs of the legs, as well as strengthening the legs as well. So this is a slow flow yoga class, which is perfect for everyone. So when you're ready, you will not need any props or straps or anything like that today. It's just you and your body. Remember, as always, it is your body, not mine. I'm just here to offer suggestions and you play in the space that you want to play in. Are you ready to begin it? Let's go. Let's get back on our mats. And I prefer all my students to sit up on a blanket or a bolster. If you don't have one, don't worry about that. We're going to begin our class by taking our deep breaths like we normally do. We're going to close our eyes now, so whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and begin. Take your first long, slow, deep breath into the belly. And draw that belly all the way, or that breath all the way down into the belly. As you're relaxing into your space, go ahead and soften all the muscles in your face. Allow your jawline to relax. Elongate the neck and allow those shoulders to become wide and soft. Take a big deep breath in the nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take another deep breath just like that. Notice your breathing. And exhale. Again, continue to breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Whatever you have going on today, just go ahead and set it aside for right now. Even if you're at home and you hear noises in the background, that's okay. A part of practicing yoga is learning how to let all those outside things go while you are working on your health and wellness. That is all part of mindfulness. And the more you practice yoga, the more you'll be able to practice those principles throughout your everyday life in every situation. Another long, slow, deep breath in. Maybe roll your wrists a little bit and roll your toes so that we can open up the space in our hands. We're going to be using our hands a lot today for balance. So spread those fingers. Maybe even take your left hand and bring those fingers back and down so you can stretch into the palms. Switching to the other side, the other hand. There you go, wonderful. Take your fingers and just kind of stretch them out towards the front, just like that, good, wonderful. If you can, take your right arm, cross it over the left, and see if you can kind of grab onto your thumb on that right hand and just kind of tuck your chin into your chest, which will then stretch out the backs of your arm. Give it a try. And then just unraveling, crossing, doing the exact same thing, but on the other side. All I'm doing is my left hand is now on top of my right, and I'm grabbing onto my thumb, and I'm kind of pulling a little bit while I tuck my chin into my chest, and that's helping to just give a gentle little stretch there in the upper shoulders. Good, let's bring those beautiful arms up towards the ceiling, and let's go ahead and just kind of punch the ceiling upwards, and almost as if you are a tree, we're just gonna sway from side to side. Good, concentrate deeply on opening up those side ribs, right like that. Excellent, sweet friends. Thank you so much for joining this morning on this beautiful spring day. Good, excellent. Now your hands are like this above you. We're gonna bring those hands in front of you just like this. And we're gonna push the ceiling or push the front away. So we're pushing away. And the same time as we're pushing away, we're trying to pull our hands apart. And then we're gonna tuck our chin into our chest, which is also gonna help to spread our wings in the back of our body. Good, and then bring those hands up, and we're gonna create a big circle in the ribs. So all the way back and around and down. Again, how about we're gonna do this 3 times, 2, last time. Good. Oh, anybody else a little cranky this morning? Go ahead and go the other direction. Body's feeling tight. Yes, it's all right. We're gonna work into that together. Wonderful, sweet friends. Good. Right arm finds the floor to next to you, and take your left arm and just kind of bow, reach, shine your gorgeous face up towards that ceiling. Left arm finds the floor next to you. Right arm comes up, and then just find that nice smile up towards that ceiling. Beautiful. Let's add our twist right here. Left arm is going to find the outside of that right thigh. Just wrap your left arm behind your right arm behind your body. Send your face up and turn it towards that right shoulder. How about you take 3 long deep breaths here, huh? Inhale all the way through the nose. Head, heart, hips on top of one another, sweet friends. And 2. Beautiful. How about one more deep breath here? Cleanse that spine. Wonderful. Let's inhale. Bring those gorgeous arms and reach towards the ceiling. Right arm is going to find a home on the outside of that left thigh. Left hand wraps around you just like this or finds a space on the floor. Turn your face towards that left shoulder. Twist. Anytime you're practicing yoga, if you're practicing on your own, always add a twist to your spine. It basically helps to wring out any toxins or things that you that snuggle up in your spine, which gives us a lot of back pain and issues. So twisting is very important, very fundamental for your yoga practice at home. Good, one more deep breath here, sweet friends. Excellent, go ahead and inhale, bring those arms up high, and just softly let those arms float to the lap. We're gonna go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. If you have a blanket and you wanna put a blanket up underneath your knees, remember that's always an option. I like to keep care of my knees no matter what. Doesn't matter how old you are, it's always good to make sure you have cushion on those knees. Go ahead and drop down on your hands and knees just like this. We'll pop into a few cat-cows. Your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, and your knees are directly underneath your hips. Your hands are shoulder width apart, and your knees are hips width apart. We're gonna arch into the back and give yourself a nice round as we bring our chin into our chest. Beautiful, drop that belly button down and lift that gorgeous face. If you're lift that tailbone up as well. And you're just gonna keep reversing in and out of your cat-cow. Anytime you are opening your pose, you're inhaling as you lift your face. This is an open. And anytime you are closing your lungs, that's an exhale. Beautiful, let's just do a couple more of these. This is a fantastic little set that you can do before you go to bed. It helps to kind of move everything around gently enough so you can get a good night's sleep. Good, and then roll those toesies. Let's go ahead and start our first down dog of the day. Remember your down dog, I'm gonna move the blanket out of the way so that it's not in my space. Go ahead and come up into a down dog, just like that, sweet friends. Dangle that head. I know you're gonna wanna look at the camera, but dangle the head. And just kind of relax. Your hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hips width apart. It doesn't matter if your heels are touching the floor or not. That may or may not come with time. That's up to your body. Good, and then press your chest towards your thighs. Good. Let's kind of dangle here for a few more breaths. Inhale and exhale throughout the nose. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Sometimes I like to come up onto my toes, and I like to drop my knees just like this, and that gives me a nice back of the toe stretch. Feels really good. Maybe try, consider. Otherwise, keep your heels back down. Excellent. Everybody find your down dog. Wonderful. Step your feet in just a little bit more than normal, and then bend your knees and kind of bring your chest in towards your knees. We're going to stretch into the arms a little bit more here, the backs of the shoulders. Good, 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 good. We're working on the hamstrings today. Go ahead and pop your knees back, but don't straighten them too much. We never want to lock those knees. Stretch in the calves here. See if you can try to send your heels down to the ground. Again, and then maybe consider lifting your toes up off the ground. See if that's possible. Maybe, maybe not. Might not be your thing today. Try something if you'd like. Take your right leg and cross it over and just kind of rest it down on top of that left knee. See what happens there. Remember, if you need to take a break, you can always take a break. You just drop right down onto your mat and just kind of relax in that child pose. Send your hips back here. One more deep breath. Good. Drop it down. Left foot is going to cross over. Set, resting on top of that right knee, and we're just going to sit back into that, much like a chair. Sit back. I know your arms are probably tired, especially if you're brand new with us. That's okay. Drop down to your knees. It's all right. Good. Go ahead and step back, and let's drop to our knees. Wide-legged child pose. Big, wide knees, big toes together. Let's go ahead and drop back into our resting pose. Well done, sweet friends. Just a little bit of warmth before we start our practice today. Opening up into those hamstrings, into the glutes. We're going to have nice, strong legs today. Nice, strong, stretchy legs today. Take a few deep breaths here in your child pose. Remember, this is your pose in which if anything feels like it's just too much for you, you can always slide down into your child pose. Beautiful, sweet friends. Go ahead and come back up into your down dog, all the way up into your down dog. And I'm going to ask you to consider, go ahead and step your feet in just a little bit more. Bring your right leg up behind you. And I'm going to have you step on the outside of your right pinky. If it doesn't just go up there all by itself, remember, you can grab onto it and send it up there. Once you get there, go ahead and step your left foot back a little bit more. We're going to work ourselves into a nice wide lunge here. And we're going to drop down and lift our face. As you're here, you're going to feel a super deep stretch right here in your body. This is where your hip flexors are, the top of your thigh. It tends to be a really cranky area where it's real tight, usually right here. So we're going to try to see if we can drop down a little bit. You have options. You can always drop that knee too. We're going to come there in a second. But just hang here for a moment. And then if you feel like you want a little bit of a challenge today, keep your left hand on the floor and then open up, lifting your right arm towards the ceiling. Consider. Otherwise, stay right where you are. Wonderful. Good. Excellent. Now drop that left knee. Good. And lift that face even more. And allow that right knee to open up to the side a little bit. So allow that right knee just to float to the right. Just a little bit. Enough so that you can get an inside groin stretch right there on that right side. Pushing into the arms. Look down and see if your arms are directly underneath your shoulders. Good. Well done. If you are wrapping, if your arm's up high, bring your hand back down. Wonderful. If you want a challenge pose today, lift that left toe up and take your right hand and grab onto those toes. Consider. Otherwise, stay right where you are. I'm just giving you options today. Coming back into center. Well done. Lift that left knee up, shift forward just a little bit, and then release that right leg back into your down dog. Gorgeous. You're doing it. Step your feet in just a little bit closer together. Lift your left leg up. We're going to do that exact same thing on the outside of that left pinky. So again, if it's like, no way, it's not going, grab onto that puppy and bring it up there. Take your time. There's no hurry. And then take your right foot and kind of wiggle it back, so that you have a nice long line. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders, and then you're going to lift your eyeballs up, which is going to lengthen into this space right here. That's what we're looking for. A nice long length right there. And then if you'd like, you can let that left knee float open just a little bit so that you can get a nice deep groin stretch there. Consider. If you would like to add your lift, right palm stays on the ground, left arm comes up. It's up to you. Good. Just take a breath or two here. You may drop your right knee if you would like. Face is still forward. We're pushing into the palms. Nice long body here. You also, again, have that option of just floating that left knee open just a little bit more. Keep breathing here. Nice long legs. Good, well done. And if you want to add that little extra, if you want to bring those toes up, you can. Then take your left arm and reach back and grab onto it. If you'd like, it's a little bit more of an advanced or intermediate pose. But if you want to consider, otherwise stay right where you are. Good. Gentle, gentle, gentle with your body. Release. Everyone come back into center. Go ahead and come up, lift that right knee up, come up onto the toes, and just unlock and send yourself back into your down dog. Oh, I know. Woohoo. Nice big opening there. Okay, step your feet in just a little bit further inwards, okay? Right leg is gonna come up again, and we're gonna send our right foot on the outside of that pinky again. Good, and then I'm gonna pivot and turn. That right foot is gonna stay right where it's at, and that left foot now is turned so that it's parallel with the back of your mat, okay? Then I'm gonna turn just like this. I'm gonna drop my hands down underneath my shoulders. And now what I've done is I've transferred that energy to my left leg. So you wanna feel it right here in that left leg. So come down as deep as your body will, bending into the elbows, stretching into that left leg. These right toes stayed forward. They might turn in a little bit, and if they do, that's okay. Try to keep them forward. That left foot is parallel with the back of the mat, and we're just right here, and we're focusing in on that inner thigh stretch here on that left leg. Beautiful, wonderful. We're working our way around those legs. Go ahead and lift the left toes up, the left heel up, and go ahead and pivot and walk yourself back to the front of the mat. Good, lunge forward just a smidge. Step back with that right foot. Good, find your down dog. Excellent, step your feet in a little bit closer. Let's do that again on the left side. Left leg comes up, left leg sticks to the outside of that left pinky. Good, make sure you have your line. Then we're gonna pivot that right foot so that that right foot is parallel with the back of your mat. This left toe is gonna stay planted. We're gonna push into it. Now you're gonna see my backside. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Good, bend those elbows, drop your face, just like that. As deep as your body will allow you, but again, if it's not there, don't you worry. It's your body, not mine. All of this is just recommendations, suggestions, considerations, always. Take another deep breath here. Hello. And walk yourself back to the front of the mat. Let that back heel pivot with you. So now toes are both forward. And we're gonna step back into our down dog. Good. If you need to take a break, this is an excellent time to drop back down to the knees, big toes together, and then extending those arms out above the head. Good. If you want to rest, rest. If you don't feel like resting, you're feeling pretty sassy today, why don't you come out into your first plank? Down into your plank here. Take a deep breath. Look down at your feet. Make sure your feet are hips width apart, your hands are shoulder width apart. Remember your plank, you can always drop to your knees too if you wanna. Good. So you're either resting right now in child pose, just like this, or maybe you're trying out your plank for this morning. Maybe. Or maybe you're on your knees trying to plank. That is fine. Well done. Good. And now we've got one more deep breath here. And we're all gonna come back up into a down dog. Is she crazy? Absolutely. This is what happens when I drink a lot of coffee. You guys get to benefit. Feet in just a little bit closer than normal. Right leg is gonna come up behind you, and right foot is gonna stick in between the hands this time, in between. Remember, you have the option, grab it, bring it up there. Good. Once it comes up there, just like this, I'm gonna show you where I'm at. I'm gonna pull that right knee back. So when I pull that right knee back, my left leg is also long, my right knee is back, but I always have a bend in it. I always have a bend in both knees because we know better, we're good yogis. We wanna make sure we never lock a joint. So now I'm gonna drop my face into my knees, and I'm gonna pause here for about 3 breaths. So let's do that together. Inhale and exhale. Good, inhale. And exhale, challenge pose. If you're feeling sassy today, you can come out like this if you want to in an airplane. Making a balance pose, otherwise stay right where you are. Good, how about one more deep breath? Excellent. Go ahead and plant your hands back into the mat, lunge a little bit, and step back with that right leg. Wonderful. Told you you're gonna have very, very loose hamstrings today, but strong thighs. Left leg comes up behind you. Left leg sticks in between the hands. Good, well done. And then all we're doing is popping back. Long leg in that left side, but I've got a bend. I'm mobile here, and my right knee is also bent. So dropping inwards, drop your face if you'd like, towards the knees. Really get a nice stretch. You're gonna feel it right here. Gonna feel it in that right calf too. If you push that right heel down, you're gonna get a calf stretch. Good, breathe. Good, take your time. Long, deep breaths, inhale and exhale. Wonderful, if you wanna add that challenge pose, this is a great time to open up into your airplane. Try, if not, that's okay. Good, almost there. How about one more breath? I know I say one more a lot when I... Good, plant those hands, get your firm foundation, lunging forward enough to unlock and lift that left leg back. Good, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Let's drop to our knees. Let's take a mini break from our hands. Let's lift up, 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 up. I'm gonna slide that blanket back up underneath my knees for now. Whew, how you doing? How you feeling? Welcome. All right, now I'd like to see if I can move you into a little bit of a camel pose. You try it out, you figure out what's best for you. You'll see pictures where people are grabbing onto both of their ankles and they're arched back and they're really beautiful and open up. I can't always do that. My low back does not like to do that. So what I like to do instead is I like to practice grabbing one side or another. So I'm gonna invite you to take your left arm up and bring your left hand to your left ankle or maybe the heel. And as you do so, push your hips forward and lift your right arm just like this. Give that a try. Oh, it might not like it right now. It will open up, I promise you. Good. Now lift up, pop. And then reach for that right heel with your right hand. Lift upwards. Good. We're just waking it up a little bit. Are you shaky? I'm shaky. Good. Let's try it again. Pop. Lift. Up. Excellent. Reach. Reach. And pop. Switch. Let's add a little bit of flow to it. Are you ready? We're gonna come down. We're gonna come down to the right side. I'm bending. I'm gonna float across the mat. And then my left arm's gonna reach out for that left heel and I'm gonna pop up on this side. Good. And then let's float across the mat again. And up. Pop. Go ahead and come down. And pop. Ooh, are you noticing it starting to open up a little bit? Yes, it is. Here we go. Pop. One more time. All the way down, open, and pop. Well done. Let's go ahead and come down into our child pose to reverse what we just did. We always want to balance everything out. So when we go one way, we want to go the other, and then we want to pull it back into neutral. So go ahead, big wide leg forward fold, or child pose if you'd like. And relax. How you feeling today? Oh, good morning, everyone. Relax. You got a little more in you? I know you have a little more in you. Beautiful. Well done. Go ahead and come up back into your down dog. Yes, I know. And we're gonna I'm gonna move the blanket out of the way and step your feet forward so that you are in a forward fold. Let's go ahead and find a forward fold this morning. Wherever your hands are, find an anchor. So if your hands are here, maybe you don't have a lot of flexibility. That's okay, we'll get there, it takes time. Wherever you are, so if you're here, grab the backs of your knees. If you're here, backs of the calves, backs of the ankles, and if you can go all the way down to your toes, go ahead and tuck your fingers up underneath your toes. Then bring your face in as close as you can towards the knees. And let's just hang here for a moment and breathe. And as you do, I want you to focus in on the knees. So if you pull your knees forward, you'll notice that it does a different stretch in the backs of the legs. And then when you push your knees back, you notice it kind of changes and it moves up or down your legs. So just consider maybe coming forward a little bit, playing around, maybe flipping the tailbone up behind you. See where you can cultivate that stretch, simply for little movements. Good. And then maybe straighten those knees, but not lock them. Just straighten them up a little bit. How about you lift your face upwards? Maybe plant your hands on your shins and then extend that neck long. Nice long body here. Good. Push into those shins and then extend that neck out from your shoulders. Extend, push. Good. And let's go ahead and release, sweeping the floor up underneath of us. Let's go ahead and rise into our mountain pose, but be super careful because you've been down a lot. Your head might get pretty dizzy, so take your time. Keep your chin tucked if you need to. If you feel that little buzzing feeling like you're gonna fall over, pause. Roll your shoulders, shake your head if you need to. Inhale, rise, be big. And on the exhale, find your heart center. Good, we got all the hard work is all already done for today. Exhale, sweep all the way down to the toes. Sweep in front of you. Inhale, rise. Be big, nice and tall. Hands at heart center, exhale. Let's inhale again, up. And exhale, swan dive. Sweep that floor, inhale, rise. And exhale, heart center. Beautiful. This time we're gonna go ahead and forward fold. And then our right hand is gonna find a point on our body. So we're either on a shin or maybe we're on the floor. It really depends on you. If you have something close that you wanna kind of give yourself a little bit of lift, like maybe a block or a bolster, you can. Your right knee is gonna come forward. Your left knee is gonna come back, but it's not gonna lock. Then we're gonna open up on that left side, lifting that left arm up above the body. Good, challenge pose. Take that left hand, wrap it around the body, and then push even further open like this. Good. Take 1 or 2 deep breaths here. Inhale and rise. Left arm comes up to the top. Left arm comes down. Right arm comes up. Now your left knee comes out, where your right knee goes back but doesn't lock because we're smart yogis. Left arm directly underneath the shoulder. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Good. You feel that nice long stretch in that right leg. Beautiful. See if you can stack your wrist over your elbow, over your shoulder. Try. Good. One more deep breath here. And bring that right hand down onto the bolster, the floor, the block, whatever's underneath of you. Let's arch a little bit. Give yourself kind of like a standing cat-cow here. Arching into the back, maybe even like just letting go of the fingers a little bit, ragdoll forward a little bit, and then find those fingers back on the mat or the bolster and the block. And let's go ahead and flip our tailbone up behind us as we lift our face. Good, how about one more time just like that? Good, and inhale, open. Good, wonderful, wonderful job. All right, let's go ahead and come all the way down to the floor, bending your knees if you can, if it's possible. If you would like to try a little bit of a challenge pose, you can either come to your bottom right now and extend your legs out in front of you. Otherwise, if you want to try a little bit of a challenge pose, I'll invite you here for a challenge pose. Heels together, knees are wide, hands at heart center. So you're either in Dandasana with your butt down on the ground, your legs out in front of you, and just hands at heart center, or you're here for a little bit of a challenge pose. Consider, otherwise stay right where you are. I'm kind of cheating a bit because that bolster is up underneath my knee. It's keeping me up. It's a good cheat, try it. Good. Wonderful. And if you are in your challenge pose, go ahead and come back. Let's all find ourselves in Dandasana. I'm gonna go ahead and move that bolster or blanket out of the way and extend those legs nice and long in front of you. Bring those toes back up towards the ceiling and kind of wiggle a little bit. I always say grab your cupcakes and get your cupcakes out of the way. So we want to make sure we're on our sits bones nice and tall here. Placing our hands next to us, if it's possible, pushing up into the body, nice long body. Good, inhale, rise, bring those arms up high above the head, and you're gonna find your furthest most point, whatever that is. And let's go ahead and drop our chin into the chest and let's relax forward. So a nice long arch back here. Think of yourself as like a clothespin or something that's rounded all the way around. Good, tuck your chin as close as you can to that chest. Well done. If possible, take your left hand and plant your left hand on the ground and see if you can reach for those toes. And if it's not possible to reach for the toes, maybe you've got a strap handy. You can always bend that knee if you need to and just kind of lift it up just like this. And if you can, move that knee into the armpit area like that, consider. Otherwise, you can lift it up as well. Whatever feels good to you, whatever it feels like you need. If that doesn't feel right to you at all, that's okay. You can take both hands and just kind of lift and kind of pull up. It's up to you. Good. Take a breath or two. Wonderful. Nice long belly breaths. Inhale and exhale out the nose all the way down to the belly. Remember, we're trying to bypass the lungs. We're trying to push past the diaphragm. We want to utilize the full capacity of our lungs. So we're pulling it nice and deep. Good, let's go ahead and relax that leg. And go ahead and reach. My hand's going to find the floor, but your hand, you might need both of them. It's up to you. The hand is going to be directly underneath my shoulder, and I'm going to go ahead and lift up on this side. Good. If you missed this class, it's okay. It will be uploaded. All of these classes will be on our YouTube page as well, so that you can share as much as you'd like and practice as much as you like. Good. Maybe bring the knee into the elbow or into the armpit area. Give it a try. See where your flexibility is. May or may not happen. That's all right. Good. Excellent, sweet friends. Almost there. How about one more deep breath? And relax. Well done. Go ahead and lay and kind of move your booty down. Lay on your back. We're going to bring those knees into our chest, just like this. And just give yourself a little bit of a jelly bean rock from side to side. Relax into those legs. Good. Oh, you got a little bit more in you. Drop the left foot down. Take that right foot and cross it over. I always like to leave the ankle off of the leg so that it doesn't bear into my muscles here. So go ahead and just kind of let that foot dangle off of the thigh. And if possible, bring both legs in towards the chest. Otherwise, stay right where you are. Another option could be, I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to grab the back of that left thigh. I'm going to wrap my fingers behind the left thigh and then pull the legs into my chest. Consider, I might even be able to reach outwards on the outside of that shin and pull inwards. So wherever you are, you could be here. And you could be here, you could be here. Let's see if we can get that foot in. Straps are a good idea too. You can always kind of lasso if you want, whatever feels best for you, however it works. Good, so now we're earning a deep stretch there. If you'd like a little bit of a different kind of challenge, then you'll extend that left leg up towards the ceiling. The right leg stays right where it's at. And you can reach your hands up towards the back of that calf or the back of the knee, wherever you can, and just kind of pull those toes back so that you can get yourself a calf stretch. Good, breathe. Remember, breathing is the most important part of a yoga practice, more than the postures. Good, let's all relax, and let's switch to the other side. Before we do though, we're going to pull both knees in just to give ourselves a little bit of a balance. Drop your right foot down on the floor. Go ahead and cross that left foot over and then bring it in as deep as your body will allow you to. And then find your anchor with your hands, wherever you want your hands to be. Again, they can be here. Maybe even you can pull on that first leg. Maybe that top leg will come up and off. See where you are today. Big deep breaths. Inhale and exhale through the nose. If you're looking for a little bit more heat, why don't you join us for our Power Flow class, which is next. Very sweaty class. I'll get your endorphins running for the day. Good, if you want to try that challenge as we did in the last pose, feel free to release, extend that right heel up and reach for the toes or the calf, the back of the knee, wherever you are. And pause here for some breaths. Good. Another breath or two. We are about 1 minute away from our Shavasana, the best part of class, so don't tune out at this point. This is the most important part of class because this is when the last 40 minutes of our practice is sealed. Good, go ahead and relax and release. Bring both feet down to the mat, wide feet right now, and just windshield wiper from side to side. Good. And if there's anything else that you need to do for your practice right now, feel free to engage. Otherwise, find your Shavasana. And if you've never done Shavasana before, it's simply you're either laying flat on the floor, just like this, or what we like to do in our classes is we like to take the bolster up underneath the knees and we give ourselves a little bit of support behind the knees so that it takes off the pressure of that low back. So go ahead and find your Shavasana position, and I'm going to just kind of walk you through it, talk you through it. Good. Excellent. Close your eyes, sweet friends. Take a big deep breath in your nose and exhale. Relax all those muscles in the face. Allow your neck to feel long on the back of the mat. Allow your shoulders to become heavy beneath you and your spine becomes very long and lean. Imagine your legs are heavy, your arms are heavy. Big deep breath in the nose, all the way down to the belly. And if you have thoughts during your meditation, that's okay. Just allow them to dance through you, not within you. Keep breathing in and out the nose, all the way down to the belly, meanwhile relaxing the entire body. Inhale and exhale all the way down through the body. Noticing how our body feels. Recalling the way it felt before our practice and the way it feels now. Whatever you have going on in your day, just set that aside for right now. If you choose to pick it back up, that's okay. It'll be there. If not, it's okay too. On your next breath, create a little bit of movement in your body, maybe your fingers and your toes. If you're not ready to come up into your seated posture quite yet, that's okay. Stay right where you are. If you are ready, go ahead and come up into your seated posture and meet me in your easy pose. Legs crossed, hands possibly at heart center, or resting gently on your thighs. And then together, sweet friends, let's take a nice long deep breath in. And as we do, let's bring our arms up high, reaching up high and gathering in all this amazing energy we just created for our practice today. And on the exhale, let's bring that energy down to our heart center. And with a gentle bow, let's honor each other and our practice this morning with a namaste. Thank you so much for joining. If you missed some of this class, that's okay. It'll be recorded and uploaded on Facebook as well as YouTube. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for the next class. Love you. Bye.